right, telling his whitetail tale today is Marvin Miller. He shot a Venango County, Pennsylvania buck, 148 and 6/8 inches, non-typical, with a bow. Marvin, tell the story of your buck.
Well, I started hunting this deer. My wife spotted him 3 years ago. And the first year, I didn't get a shot at him. Second year, I seen him twice. And then last year, my wife, who was very sick, said I seen him in the field. So I set up cameras. Never got a picture of him. Finally, on an evening in June, he appeared. And I thought, okay, I got you figured out. Well, I was wrong. I didn't have him figured out. And she was very sick on the opening day of archery. So we were jabbing one another, and she said, I'm putting my money on the buck. I said, okay. I said, he's going to make 2 mistakes this year. Number 1, he's going to come to the wrong field. Number 2, he's going to come under the wrong tree. And as the day started out, there was a small 6-point run out from under me, and then a spike. Then I heard some clicking, and I happened to look down from my stand real easy, and there he was rubbing his gland in the pine tree I was sitting in. And that night, he had come in and made a new scrape there, and I didn't notice it when I went up. I couldn't move. He's looking dead at me. He left, went around behind me. 20 minutes later, I see him on the right coming down over the hill. He had run some smaller bucks off, evidently. And he got in the middle of my food plot, and I see him staring up over the hill, and I look, and here come another big one. And they got into it. And I watched that for probably a half an hour.
Gave you a show.
Oh, what a show. What a show. I reached for my phone, and then I said, you dummy, you got what you've been after for 3 years. Right in front of you, leave that phone in your pocket. So I did, and I kept watching my watch because it was getting late. And about 5 minutes of shooting time left, the fight quit because he hurt the other buck really bad. The other buck was back up over the hill, and I thought, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it now. And I took my grunt tube after the other buck was out of sight, and I made 2 light grunts, and he turned and he come right for me. And at 41 yards, he stopped dead on, but then he turned at a slight angle to the right and opened up all his vitals, and I let her fly and took both lungs and his heart.
What a great shot, huh?
Yeah, and he run back up over the hill, only this time towards my barn. And there was a big ditch there. And from where I was at then, I couldn't see that. So I didn't know how hard I hit him or how bad I hit him. But I heard the arrow hit ribs. At least I thought I did. So now I'm shaking so bad, I can't get out of the tree. I'm just shaking. You know, I was after this guy. And finally my boy showed up. A state trooper friend of mine showed up. And we walked up, and he was laying 10 feet from my barn. So he run
Short
right.
drag.
Yeah, yeah. So
how long have you been hunting, Marvin?
How long have I been hunting?
Yeah.
Since I was 6 years old. I'm 72.
And after all these years, you still get that adrenaline, you still getting the shakes afterwards.
If I don't get that, I'm staying home.
Yep. Isn't that what it's all about?
That's what it's all about.
Is that your biggest buck of your life?
That's my biggest, yeah.
All right, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Anything else to the story?
My wife passed away on December 19th.
Very sorry to hear that. You want to hold up that buck for us so we can see it? Great buck. Thank you for coming on.